The moment you take control of your thoughts is the moment you take control of your life. Discipline your thinking, and you'll turn obstacles into opportunities. Success starts with a disciplined mind. Focus, control, and conquer. Your mind is one of your most powerful tools, but it's easy to lose control of it. Every day you're flooded with thoughts that can either push you forward or hold you back. What if you could take control of your thinking and focus on what truly matters? In this video, I'm going to show you how to discipline your thinking to align with your goals and eliminate the distractions holding you back. By the end, you'll know how to train your mind for success and make daily decisions that lead to growth. Are you ready to take control of your thoughts? Let's dive in. Number 1. Control what you allow into your mind daily. Your mind is constantly taking in information. Every word you hear, every image you see, and every conversation you engage in is shaping the way you think. Most people don't even realize how much influence the outside world has over their thoughts. They assume their thinking is their own, but in reality, much of it comes from what they allow into their minds. If you want to be in control of your life, you must first control what enters your mind. Every single day, you are surrounded by voices. Some push you forward, and others hold you back. Some fill you with confidence, and others fill you with doubt. If you are not careful, the wrong influences will take over, and you won't even realize it. You will start to think in ways that don't serve you. You will adopt beliefs that weaken you. You will absorb negativity without questioning it. You must be intentional about what you expose yourself to. If you listen to weak voices, you will develop weak thinking. If you listen to strong voices, you will develop strong thinking. It's that simple. The people you surround yourself with, the content you consume, and the conversations you engage in all play a role in shaping your mindset. If you do not filter what goes into your mind, you will become a product of your environment rather than a product of your own choices. Think about the first thoughts that enter your mind in the morning. What are they? Do they set you up for success, or do they pull you down? Many people wake up and immediately fill their minds with distractions. They check their phones, they scroll through news feeds, and they absorb whatever random content appears in front of them. Before they even take control of their own thinking, they have already allowed the outside world to take over. If you want discipline in your thinking, you must take control of your mornings. The first thoughts of your day will set the tone for everything that follows. Instead of letting random information dictate your mindset, choose what you focus on. Read something that strengthens your mind. Listen to something that pushes you forward. Take time to think about your goals before allowing the world to fill your head with noise. You also have to be mindful of the people you interact with. The words people speak to you affect the way you see yourself. If you constantly hear doubt, you will start to doubt yourself. If you constantly hear negativity, you will start to feel negative. If you allow people to speak weakness into your life, you will struggle to develop mental strength. Surround yourself with people who encourage strong thinking. Spend time with those who believe in discipline, self-improvement, and growth. Listen to people who push you to think bigger and aim higher. Your environment has the power to lift you up or pull you down. Choose it carefully. Another key to disciplining your thinking is being selective with the information you consume. Every book, video, and article you engage with is programming your mind in some way. If you are not careful, you will absorb ideas that weaken your thinking. If you constantly feed your mind with meaningless content, you will struggle to focus on meaningful goals. Pay attention to how certain types of content make you feel. If something leaves you feeling drained, stop consuming it. If something distracts you from your purpose, remove it from your life. If something weakens your mindset, replace it with something that strengthens you. You don't have to accept every thought that enters your mind. Just because an idea appears in front of you doesn't mean you have to absorb it. Just because someone says something to you doesn't mean you have to believe it. You have the power to reject thoughts that don't serve you. You have the power to replace weak thoughts with strong ones. You have the power to filter what enters your mind. Strong thinking is not something that happens by accident. It is something you build through daily choices. Every day you must decide what kind of mindset you want to have. Every day you must be intentional about what you allow into your thoughts. Every day you must take control of your mental environment. If you don't control what goes into your mind, someone else will. If you are not careful, you will be influenced by people and ideas that do not have your best interests in mind. If you are not disciplined, you will allow distractions, negativity, and doubt to shape your thinking. You must guard your mind like it is your most valuable possession, because your thoughts determine your future. The way you think affects every decision you make. If you allow the wrong ideas to take root, they will control your actions. But if you fill your mind with strong, disciplined, and focused thoughts, you will take control of your life. Discipline your thinking by choosing what you allow in. Cut out weak influences. Surround yourself with strong voices. Fill your mind with content that sharpens you. Reject thoughts that do not serve you. Take full responsibility for what enters your mind, because the quality of your thoughts will determine the quality of your life. Number 2. Eliminate weak thoughts that destroy your confidence. Your confidence is built or destroyed by the thoughts you allow to stay in your mind. Weak thoughts do not appear by accident. They are formed through years of conditioning, past failures, negative influences, and repeated doubts. If you do not actively remove them, they will control you. They will stop you from making decisions, taking action, and believing in yourself. To take control of your life, you must eliminate the thoughts that make you hesitate, question yourself, and hold back from your full potential. Every person struggles with doubt at some point, but the difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck is their ability to remove weak thinking before it takes over. If you allow self-doubt to grow, it will become a habit. If you allow hesitation to control you, it will turn into a lifestyle. Confidence is not something you wait for. It is something you build by controlling your thoughts. The first step is to recognize weak thoughts the moment they appear. Thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," "I always fail," or "I don't deserve success," are nothing more than lies you have accepted over time. These thoughts do not come from facts. They come from fear. If you allow them to stay in your mind, they will shape your decisions. But if you challenge them, they will lose their power over you. Start by questioning every thought that makes you feel weak. Ask yourself, where did this belief come from? Most of the time, you will realize it was something you heard from someone else or an experience you never fully processed. Just because you failed once doesn't mean you will fail again. Just because someone doubted you doesn't mean they were right. If you do not question weak thoughts, they will shape the way you see yourself. But when you challenge them, you take away their control over your life. Eliminating weak thoughts also requires action. You cannot think your way into confidence. You must prove to yourself that you are capable. Every time you take action despite fear, you weaken the voice of doubt. Every time you push forward when you feel uncertain, you train your mind to believe in yourself. Confidence is built through experience. The more you do, the more proof you give yourself that you are capable. One of the most powerful ways to remove weak thoughts is by replacing them with strong ones. You cannot just remove doubt, you must replace it with certainty. When a weak thought appears, immediately replace it with something that strengthens you. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," say, "I will find a way." Instead of thinking, "I always fail," say, "I learn and improve every time." Instead of saying, "I'm not good enough," remind yourself, "I have everything I need to succeed." The words you speak to yourself matter. If you constantly tell yourself you are weak, you will act weak. If you constantly tell yourself you are capable, you will begin to act with confidence. Speak to yourself the way a strong person would. Train your mind to think in a way that builds you up instead of tearing you down. Eliminating weak thoughts also means being careful about who you listen to. If you surround yourself with people who always doubt you, criticize you, or bring up your past failures, their words will start to affect your thinking. You must protect your confidence by limiting your exposure to people who make you feel small. Spend time around those who believe in you. Listen to voices that remind you of your strengths. Choose influences that help you build confidence, not destroy it. Another way to remove weak thoughts is by focusing on progress instead of perfection. Many people doubt themselves because they expect instant results. When they don't see immediate success, they assume they are not capable. But confidence is not about being perfect. It is about improving. If you measure yourself by progress instead of unrealistic expectations, you will start to see how much you are growing. Every time you take action, you become stronger. Every time you learn from a mistake, you become wiser. Every time you push past fear, you prove to yourself that you are capable. Weak thoughts lose power when you focus on what you have already accomplished instead of what you lack. Confidence is built step by step. The more you move forward, the less doubt will control you. You must also train your mind to expect success. Many people allow weak thoughts because they have trained themselves to expect failure. They assume things will go wrong before they even try. They prepare for disappointment instead of believing in their ability to win. If you expect failure, your mind will look for reasons to confirm that belief. But if you expect success, your mind will look for solutions. Start seeing yourself as someone who gets things done. Expect to win before you start. Instead of thinking about what could go wrong, train yourself to focus on what could go right. The way you see yourself determines the way you perform. When you shift your mindset from doubt to expectation, your actions will follow. Eliminating weak thoughts is not a one-time event. It is a daily practice. You must be aware of what enters your mind at all times. You must be willing to challenge thoughts that do not serve you. You must replace doubt with certainty and fear with action. Every day you have a choice. You can let weak thoughts control you, or you can take control of them. The more you practice, the stronger you will become. Number 3. Challenge every negative belief stopping your progress. Every person carries beliefs that shape their actions. Some beliefs push you forward, and others hold you back. If you are not careful, negative beliefs will stop you from reaching your full potential. They will make you hesitate, doubt yourself, and settle for less than you deserve. If you want to move forward in life, you must challenge every belief that limits your progress. A negative belief is anything that convinces you that you can't grow, improve, or succeed. These beliefs often come from past failures, negative experiences, or things you were told as a child. Maybe someone once told you that you weren't smart enough. Maybe you failed at something, and now you believe you will always fail. Maybe you grew up around people who accepted struggle as a way of life, so you believe success is not for you. Whatever the source, if a belief is stopping you from progressing, it must be challenged and removed. The first step is to identify these beliefs. Many people do not even realize they are holding themselves back. They assume their limitations are real. They assume their doubts are based on truth. But if you take a closer look, you will see that most negative beliefs are not facts. They are opinions you have accepted without questioning. Think about an area of your life where you feel stuck. Maybe you want to start something new, but you keep hesitating. Maybe you want to improve your skills, but you don't believe you are capable. Maybe you want to achieve a goal, but you keep making excuses. Ask yourself, what belief is stopping me? Write it down. Say it out loud. Expose it for what it is. Once you bring it into the open, you can start to break its power over you. The next step is to question whether the belief is true. Most negative beliefs are built on fear, not facts. If you think you are not smart enough, ask yourself, who decided that? If you think you always fail, ask yourself, is that really true? Or have I just focused on my failures instead of my progress? If you think success is not possible for you, ask yourself, have I really tried every possible way? Or am I just assuming it won't work? When you challenge negative beliefs, you realize how weak they really are. They survive because they go unchallenged. The moment you question them, you begin to break free from their control. You must also replace negative beliefs with stronger ones. It is not enough to remove doubt. You must install confidence in its place. If you have spent years believing you are not good enough, you must now train your mind to believe that you are. If you have spent years believing success is not for you, you must now tell yourself that you deserve to win. Your mind will accept whatever you repeat to it. If you feed it negativity, it will believe it. If you feed it strength, it will believe that too. One of the most effective ways to destroy negative beliefs is through action. Many people wait until they feel confident before they act. But that is the wrong approach. Confidence is not something you wait for. It is something you create through action. If you believe you are not good at something, prove yourself wrong by practicing. If you believe you are not capable of success, prove yourself wrong by setting a small goal and achieving it. When you take action, you show yourself that your old beliefs were false. The more you act, the more your beliefs will change. You must also be aware of where your negative beliefs come from. Many of them were planted in your mind by other people. Maybe you were told by a teacher that you would never succeed. Maybe your family had limiting beliefs about money, relationships, or career success. Maybe you have spent too much time listening to people who doubt themselves, and now you have absorbed their way of thinking. If you want to break free from limiting beliefs, you must also break free from the sources that created them. Spend less time around people who make you doubt yourself. Stop listening to voices that reinforce weakness. Instead, surround yourself with people who think big, act boldly, and push themselves to grow. Listen to voices that remind you of what is possible. When you change your influences, you change your thinking. Another important step is to recognize that failure does not mean you are incapable. Many negative beliefs come from past mistakes. People fail at something once, and instead of learning from it, they turn it into a belief about themselves. They assume that because they failed before, they will fail again. But failure is not a permanent condition. It is an event, not an identity. The only way failure becomes permanent is if you stop trying. If you want to challenge negative beliefs, start looking at your past differently. Instead of focusing on your failures, focus on what you learned. Instead of seeing mistakes as proof that you are not good enough, see them as proof that you are growing. Every successful person has failed, but the difference is they did not let failure define them. They kept going. You must do the same. Breaking negative beliefs is not easy. It requires effort, awareness, and a willingness to change. But the alternative is worse. If you do not challenge these beliefs, they will control you for the rest of your life. They will keep you stuck, rob you of opportunities, and prevent you from reaching your full potential. You have a choice. You can accept the beliefs that limit you, or you can replace them with beliefs that empower you. Number 4. Train your mind to focus only on solutions. Life is full of challenges. Everyone faces problems, setbacks, and obstacles. But the way you respond to these difficulties will determine where you end up. Some people focus on problems, and others focus on solutions. The difference between success and failure often comes down to this one decision. If you want to take control of your life, you must train your mind to focus only on solutions. When a problem arises, most people react emotionally. They get frustrated, complain, or feel overwhelmed. They spend hours thinking about what went wrong, who is to blame, and why things are unfair. But this kind of thinking changes nothing. It wastes time, drains energy, and keeps you stuck. The more you focus on the problem, the bigger it seems. If you constantly replay your mistakes or dwell on what you cannot change, you are feeding your own frustration. You are strengthening the problem instead of finding a way forward. The first step to training your mind is awareness. You must catch yourself when you start dwelling on problems. Pay attention to your thoughts. Are you replaying past failures? Are you blaming others? Are you focusing on what is wrong instead of what can be done? If so, you need to shift your focus immediately. Stop feeding the problem. Shift your attention to what can be done right now. Ask yourself, what is the next step? The second step is to develop a habit of asking the right questions. When faced with a challenge, weak minds ask, why is this happening to me? Strong minds ask, how can I fix this? One question makes you a victim, the other makes you take control. One question drains your energy, the other pushes you to take action. If you want to focus on solutions, train yourself to ask powerful questions. Instead of thinking about what went wrong, ask what is the lesson here? Instead of feeling stuck, ask what can I do right now to move forward? Instead of complaining about what is missing, ask how can I use what I have to create a better outcome? The third step is to take action. Many people overthink their problems. They spend too much time analyzing, planning, and waiting for the perfect moment. But thinking alone does not solve anything. Action is what creates change. When you face a challenge, don't just sit there thinking about it, take one step forward. Even a small step can create momentum. If you have a financial problem, start looking for ways to increase your income. If you have a health issue, start making small changes to your habits. If you are struggling with a skill, start practicing daily. The key is to stop thinking about the problem and start moving toward the solution. Another important step is to develop mental discipline. Your mind will naturally try to focus on what is wrong. You must train it to focus on what can be done. This requires conscious effort. Every time your mind drifts back to negativity, bring it back to action. This is not easy at first, but with practice, it becomes a habit. Over time, your mind will become wired to seek solutions automatically. You will stop wasting time on things you cannot change, and you will start using your energy to move forward. One of the best ways to strengthen this mindset is to surround yourself with problem solvers. The people you spend time with influence the way you think. If you are surrounded by people who complain, blame, and make excuses, you will pick up the same habits. But if you are surrounded by people who take responsibility, focus on solutions, and push forward no matter what, their mindset will influence you. Choose your environment wisely. Spend time with people who inspire action, not those who encourage excuses. Another powerful way to train your mind is to control what you consume. Your thoughts are shaped by the information you expose yourself to. If you constantly watch negative news, engage in gossip, or listen to people who complain, your mind will be trained to focus on problems. But if you read books that teach growth, listen to speakers who inspire action, and fill your mind with productive ideas, your focus will naturally shift towards solutions. Be intentional about what you feed your mind. Protect your mental space from negativity. Your ability to focus on solutions will also be determined by how well you manage stress. When you are overwhelmed, your mind struggles to think clearly. Stress magnifies problems and makes them seem worse than they are. To stay focused, you need a strong and clear mind. Take care of your health. Get enough sleep. Exercise regularly. Practice deep breathing or meditation to keep your mind sharp. A clear mind is better at finding solutions than a tired, stressed, or overwhelmed mind. One of the most powerful habits you can develop is to see problems as opportunities. Every challenge you face carries a lesson. Every difficulty forces you to grow. If you train your mind to see setbacks as stepping stones, you will stop fearing problems and start embracing them. Instead of seeing failure as the end, see it as feedback. Instead of seeing obstacles as roadblocks, see them as tests that make you stronger. This shift in perspective will give you confidence. You will stop running from problems and start handling them with a strong mind. Focusing on solutions does not mean ignoring reality. It does not mean pretending problems do not exist. It means refusing to waste time on things you cannot control. It means choosing to take action instead of feeling helpless. It means using your energy wisely. If you let problems control your thoughts, they will control your life. But if you train your mind to focus only on solutions, you will gain control over your future. Number 5. Reject distractions that pull you away from success. Success demands focus. Every goal you set, every ambition you have requires your full attention. But in today's world, distractions are everywhere. They come in many forms. Endless entertainment, unproductive conversations, pointless arguments, and meaningless activities that drain your time and energy. If you are serious about achieving success, you must learn to reject distractions that pull you away from your goals. Most people fail, not because they lack potential, but because they allow distractions to control their lives. They start the day with a plan, but before they know it, hours are wasted on things that do not matter. They check their phones constantly, scroll through social media, watch mindless videos, and engage in conversations that lead nowhere. Every minute wasted is a step further from success. If you do not control your focus, distractions will control your future. The first step to rejecting distractions is identifying them. Pay attention to where your time goes. Are you spending hours on entertainment while your goals remain untouched? Are you saying yes to things that do not serve your purpose? Are you allowing other people's opinions and problems to take over your mind? If so, you need to take back control. Once you recognize the distractions in your life, you must remove them with discipline. Set boundaries for yourself. If your phone is a distraction, turn it off when working on important tasks. If social media consumes your time, limit your usage. If certain people pull you into negativity, distance yourself. You do not have to eliminate everything, but you must prioritize what matters. Every moment you spend on distractions is a moment stolen from your future. Rejecting distractions also means learning to say no. Many people struggle with this. They feel obligated to attend every event, answer every call, and respond to every message. But success requires making tough choices. If something does not serve your goals, you must say no without guilt. This is not about being rude. It is about protecting your time. If you do not guard your focus, others will waste it for you. One of the biggest distractions is the need for constant entertainment. Many people cannot sit in silence. They always need something to watch, listen to, or engage with. But success requires moments of deep focus. You must train your mind to work without distractions. Set dedicated time for your goals. Turn off notifications. Work in a quiet space. Give your full attention to what matters. The more you practice focused work, the stronger your mind becomes. Another major distraction is emotional drama. Some people waste years caught up in unnecessary conflicts. They argue, gossip, and dwell on things they cannot control. But successful people do not allow their energy to be drained by negativity. They choose to focus on their work, their growth, and their goals. If something does not add value to your life, walk away from it. Your future is too important to waste on things that do not matter. Rejecting distractions also means managing your environment. The people you surround yourself with influence your focus. If you are always around people who waste time, complain, and make excuses, you will pick up their habits. But if you surround yourself with focused, disciplined individuals, their mindset will push you higher. Choose your circle wisely. Spend time with those who challenge you to grow, not those who keep you distracted. Another powerful way to stay focused is to create a daily plan. Many people drift through life without direction. They wake up and react to whatever comes their way, but successful individuals start each day with a clear plan. They set priorities. They know what needs to be done. They do not leave their time to chance. When you have a strong plan, distractions become easier to reject. You know what matters, and you stay committed to it. Your habits also determine your level of focus. If you constantly allow distractions, your mind will become weak. But if you train yourself to stay disciplined, rejecting distractions becomes natural. Start small. Set time blocks for deep work. Remove unnecessary interruptions. Build the habit of staying focused. Over time, your ability to concentrate will strengthen, and distractions will lose their power over you. One of the most dangerous distractions is the habit of procrastination. Many people know what they need to do, but they keep delaying it. They tell themselves they will start tomorrow, next week, or next month. But success does not wait. The longer you delay, the harder it becomes. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Take action now. The sooner you start, the faster you will move forward. Rejecting distractions is not just about discipline. It is about valuing your time. Every successful person understands that time is the most valuable asset. Once wasted, it cannot be recovered. If you truly want to succeed, you must treat your time with the highest level of respect. Use it wisely. Invest it in growth. Protect it from meaningless distractions. Number 6. Decide what thoughts deserve your time and energy. The thoughts you choose to entertain are the foundation of your life. Every action, every decision you make begins with a thought. If you want to control your future, you must first learn to control your thoughts. Too many people give their time and energy to thoughts that do not serve them, thoughts that are weak, unproductive, or downright harmful. These thoughts consume mental energy, hold you back, and lead you further from success. But you have the power to decide which thoughts deserve your attention and which ones you must discard. The first step in controlling your thoughts is to become aware of them. Most people go through their day without ever questioning the thoughts running through their minds. We think about what we don't have, what's going wrong, the problems we face, and the doubts we feel. But these thoughts, while natural, are not productive. They drain your energy and focus. They do nothing but hold you in a state of fear and limitation. So the key is to be aware. Pay attention to your internal dialogue. What are you telling yourself? Are you feeding yourself thoughts of doubt, fear, and insecurity? Or are you focusing on thoughts that empower you? Thoughts that drive you toward your goals? Once you are aware of your thoughts, you must decide which ones are worth your energy. Not every thought is worth your time. Many thoughts will pass through your mind without offering any real value. Some will be distracting, some will be negative, and some will be completely irrelevant to your goals. But you have the power to decide which ones are important. Do not allow thoughts that limit you to take root in your mind. Thoughts like "I can't," "I'm not good enough," or "it's too hard" are toxic. These thoughts will only keep you stuck. Recognize them for what they are and let them go. Instead, choose to focus on thoughts that empower you. Thoughts like "I am capable," "I can learn," "I will find a way," and "I am worthy of success" are the thoughts that will move you forward. These thoughts align with your goals and values. They are the thoughts that inspire action, that push you to overcome obstacles, and that help you grow. When you focus on empowering thoughts, you build confidence, resilience, and the belief that you can achieve anything you set your mind to. The next step is to challenge the negative thoughts that arise. It's easy to get caught up in fear and self-doubt, especially when things aren't going well. But the truth is, negative thoughts don't serve you. They only keep you stuck in a cycle of anxiety and inaction. Whenever a negative thought arises, challenge it. Ask yourself if it's true. Ask yourself if it's helpful. Often negative thoughts are based on assumptions, past experiences, or fears of what might happen. They are rarely rooted in reality. When you challenge them, you'll begin to see them for what they are: false beliefs that hold you back. But challenging your thoughts isn't enough. You also need to replace them with positive, empowering beliefs. For example, if a thought like "I can't do this" arises, replace it with "I am capable of learning and improving." If you think "I'm not good enough," replace it with "I am worthy of success and capable of achieving great things." The key here is to be intentional about the thoughts you choose. You have the power to rewire your brain and train yourself to think in ways that serve your highest good. One of the most powerful tools in deciding which thoughts deserve your attention is visualization. Visualization allows you to imagine the future you desire and mentally rehearse the steps you need to take to get there. When you visualize success, you send a message to your brain that this success is possible. You create a mental picture of the person you want to become and the life you want to live. By doing this regularly, you begin to attract the thoughts, behaviors, and opportunities that align with your vision. Visualizing success strengthens your belief in yourself and helps you stay focused on your goals. Another way to decide which thoughts deserve your energy is through gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you already have. It helps you recognize the abundance in your life, even in difficult times. When you practice gratitude, you train your mind to focus on the positive, to see opportunities rather than obstacles. This mindset shift will help you reject the negative thoughts that try to pull you down. When you're grateful, your mind naturally gravitates toward thoughts that uplift you, rather than those that weigh you down. Surrounding yourself with positive influences is another key strategy in deciding which thoughts are worth your time. The people you spend time with, the content you consume, and the environment you live in all play a role in shaping your thoughts. If you are constantly surrounded by negativity, it will be harder to maintain positive thoughts. But if you surround yourself with people who inspire you, read books that uplift you, and engage in activities that nourish your mind, you will be more likely to think positive, empowering thoughts. Choose your environment wisely, because it will influence the quality of your thoughts. Your thoughts are your greatest asset or your biggest liability. If you want to achieve greatness, you must learn to guard your mind. Not every thought is worth your energy. If you want to move forward in life, you must decide which thoughts you will entertain and which ones you will reject. Focus on thoughts that empower you, challenge negative beliefs, and replace them with positive affirmations. Visualize your success, practice gratitude and surround yourself with positive influences. When you control your thoughts, you control your life. Number 7. Protect your mind from fear, doubt, and negativity. Fear, doubt, and negativity are the enemies of progress. They stand in the way of everything you want to accomplish. If you allow them to control your mind, they will keep you stuck in a cycle of inaction, frustration, and regret. The thoughts that originate from fear, doubt, and negativity are like poison to your mindset. They will prevent you from seeing opportunities, hinder your ability to take risks, and cause you to second-guess every decision you make. If you truly want to take control of your life, you must learn to protect your mind from these destructive forces. The first step in protecting your mind from fear, doubt, and negativity is awareness. You must become conscious of when fear and doubt begin to creep into your thoughts. These feelings can sneak in without you realizing it. One minute, you might be excited about a new opportunity, and the next, fear and doubt take over. You start to wonder if you're good enough, if you're capable, if you'll ever succeed. Before you know it, the negative thoughts have completely overtaken your mind, and you're stuck in a cycle of indecision and fear. To prevent this, you need to develop the ability to notice when fear and doubt show up in your thoughts. Awareness is the key to stopping them before they take hold. The moment you notice yourself thinking negatively, stop. Take a deep breath. Acknowledge the thought for what it is, a distraction. Recognize that fear and doubt are not truths, but simply emotions or beliefs that are trying to take over your mind. Once you identify them, you have the power to choose how to respond. The next step is to reframe the negative thoughts. Fear and doubt are often based on false beliefs or imagined scenarios. Most of the time, they are rooted in something that hasn't happened yet and may never happen. So when you experience fear or doubt, ask yourself, is this thought based on reality? What is the worst that could happen, and how would I handle it? When you answer these questions, you'll often find that the worst-case scenario isn't as bad as your mind originally made it out to be. You realize that you are capable of handling any situation that comes your way. Take control of your thoughts and reframe them into positive beliefs. Instead of thinking, I can't do this, change the thought to I am capable of figuring this out. Instead of thinking, what if I fail? Turn it into failure is just a lesson I can learn from. Every time a negative thought arises, reframe it into something that empowers you, something that propels you forward. This simple shift in perspective will protect your mind from being consumed by fear and doubt. Another powerful way to protect your mind from negativity is by practicing self-compassion. Fear, doubt, and negativity often come from a place of self-criticism. When we're afraid of failing or doubting ourselves, it's often because we have unrealistic expectations or a harsh inner critic. We set high standards for ourselves, and when we don't meet those standards, we beat ourselves up. This creates a cycle of negativity and self-doubt that holds us back. Instead of being your own worst critic, choose to be your biggest supporter. Treat yourself with kindness and understanding. When you make mistakes, don't punish yourself. Instead, acknowledge the lesson, learn from it, and move forward. Self-compassion protects your mind from negativity by helping you see setbacks as part of the learning process rather than signs of failure. When you are kind to yourself, you are more likely to stay motivated and resilient even when faced with challenges. It's also crucial to protect your mind from external sources of negativity. The people you surround yourself with, the media you consume, and the environment you create for yourself all influence the way you think. If you're constantly surrounded by negativity, whether it's from toxic people, negative news, or pessimistic environments, it will be much harder to maintain a positive and confident mindset. Choose your environment carefully. Surround yourself with people who support and encourage you. Avoid those who bring you down, criticize you, or make you feel small. Feed your mind with positivity by consuming content that inspires and motivates you. Read books, watch videos, and listen to podcasts that empower you. Fill your environment with positivity, and your mind will naturally be protected from negativity. Another key to protecting your mind is to take care of your mental and physical health. Fear, doubt, and negativity are often amplified when you are stressed, tired, or overwhelmed. When you're not taking care of yourself, your mind becomes more vulnerable to negative thoughts. To protect your mind, you must prioritize self-care. Get enough sleep, exercise regularly, eat nourishing foods, and make time for relaxation. When your body and mind are in good shape, you are better equipped to handle the challenges that come your way without being consumed by fear and negativity. One of the most powerful ways to protect your mind from fear and doubt is to create a strong sense of purpose. When you have a clear vision of where you're going and why it matters, you are less likely to be derailed by negative thoughts. Fear and doubt arise when we're unsure of our direction or when we feel uncertain about our goals. But when you have a clear purpose, you know exactly what you're working toward, and you can block out the distractions and negativity that try to get in your way. Take the time to define your purpose. What do you want to achieve? Why is it important to you? What will achieving this goal mean for your life? When you have a strong sense of purpose, fear and doubt become less powerful. You know why you're doing what you're doing, and you're willing to push through the challenges, knowing that the rewards are worth the effort. Finally, practice mindfulness and meditation. Fear and doubt often come from living in the past or worrying about the future. When you focus on the present moment, you can break free from these destructive thought patterns. Mindfulness helps you become aware of your thoughts without being overwhelmed by them. Meditation gives you the space to clear your mind, calm your thoughts, and reset your focus. By practicing mindfulness regularly, you can prevent fear, doubt, and negativity from taking over your mind. Protecting your mind from fear, doubt, and negativity is not an easy task. It requires constant effort, awareness, and discipline. But it is worth every ounce of energy you invest. When you protect your mind, you create the mental space needed for growth, creativity, and success. Fear and doubt will always try to creep in, but you have the power to push them aside. By reframing negative thoughts, practicing self-compassion, choosing positive influences, prioritizing self-care, and cultivating a strong sense of purpose, you can protect your mind from the negativity that seeks to hold you back. Number 8. Strengthen your thinking with daily mental discipline. Mental discipline is the foundation of a strong and focused mind. Without discipline, our thoughts drift aimlessly, and we become susceptible to distractions, negative influences, and self-doubt. To cultivate the life you desire, you must learn to strengthen your thinking through daily mental discipline. This is not an overnight transformation, but rather a consistent practice of controlling and refining your thoughts each day. When you make mental discipline a daily habit, you set yourself up for success and growth in every area of your life. The first step in strengthening your thinking with mental discipline is creating a daily routine. Consistency is essential for building a disciplined mind. Just like physical exercise strengthens your body, mental exercises strengthen your mind. The more you practice discipline, the more natural it becomes. Establishing a routine that includes time for reflection, learning, and planning will give you structure and direction each day. When you consistently allocate time to train your mind, you create a solid foundation for growth. Start by setting aside a specific time each day for mental exercise. This could be in the morning before you start your day, or in the evening when you reflect on your actions. During this time, commit to focusing on positive and empowering thoughts, write down your goals, reflect on your progress, and challenge your thinking. Regularly take time to check in with yourself and assess where your mind is. If you have drifted into negative thinking or distraction, use this time to realign yourself with your purpose and vision. Next, incorporate mindfulness and meditation into your daily practice. These tools are powerful for strengthening your thinking, because they help you focus and become more aware of your thoughts. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment without judgment. It trains you to observe your thoughts without getting caught up in them. Meditation is a focused practice that calms your mind and helps you clear away distractions. By incorporating both mindfulness and meditation into your routine, you teach yourself how to control and direct your thoughts. Mindfulness and meditation are particularly useful for eliminating unnecessary thoughts and distractions. We are constantly bombarded with information, and if we don't take control, our minds can become cluttered with irrelevant or negative thoughts. Through mindfulness, you can observe which thoughts are productive and which ones are pulling you away from your goals. Meditation provides the space to clear your mind and reconnect with your purpose. Together, these practices help you develop the mental discipline needed to stay focused and in control of your thinking. To strengthen your thinking, you must also challenge yourself to think critically and avoid the trap of autopilot thinking. Autopilot thinking happens when you go through your day without consciously choosing your thoughts. Instead, you react to situations based on past experiences or habitual thinking patterns. This type of thinking often leads to unproductive, negative, or limiting beliefs. To build mental discipline, you need to interrupt this autopilot mode and choose to think more intentionally. Ask yourself questions that force you to think critically. When faced with a challenge, don't just react. Ask yourself what the best solution is. When you encounter negative thoughts, challenge them. Ask yourself, is this thought based on facts or assumptions? Is it helping me move forward or holding me back? Developing the habit of questioning your thoughts will help you break free from old patterns and create more productive, empowering ways of thinking. Another key to strengthening your thinking is developing a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that you can improve and grow through effort and learning. People with a growth mindset embrace challenges, persist in the face of setbacks, and believe that their abilities can be developed over time. Strengthening your thinking requires you to adopt this mindset and be willing to put in the work to improve yourself daily. To foster a growth mindset, focus on progress rather than perfection. Celebrate small victories and acknowledge improvements, no matter how small. Instead of criticizing yourself when things don't go as planned, focus on what you can learn from the experience. Each failure is simply a stepping stone to success when you approach it with the right mindset. By adopting this perspective, you'll continuously strengthen your thinking and stay motivated to push forward. One of the most effective ways to strengthen your thinking is through affirmations. Affirmations are positive, empowering statements that you repeat to yourself to reinforce a positive belief or mindset. These statements can help you build self-confidence, overcome doubts, and stay focused on your goals. The key is to choose affirmations that align with your vision and the person you want to become. Each day, make it a habit to repeat your affirmations aloud or write them down. For example, you might say, I am confident and capable of achieving my goals, or I am in control of my thoughts and emotions. These statements are not meant to be wishful thinking. They are reminders of the truths you want to reinforce in your mind. As you repeat them daily, they will begin to shape your thinking and behavior. In addition to affirmations, you must prioritize learning and personal development as part of your daily mental discipline. Strengthening your thinking requires a commitment to growth, and one of the best ways to grow is by expanding your knowledge. Read books, listen to podcasts, and attend seminars that challenge your thinking and broaden your perspective. The more you expose yourself to new ideas, the more you strengthen your mind and sharpen your thinking. Learning is a lifelong process. Commit to reading at least one book a month or listening to a podcast daily that enhances your understanding of the world and your field. Every new piece of knowledge you acquire adds to your mental strength. By regularly investing in your personal development, you not only strengthen your thinking, but also stay motivated and inspired to continue growing. As you continue to strengthen your thinking, it's important to surround yourself with positive influences. The people you spend time with, the conversations you engage in, and the environments you immerse yourself in all impact your thinking. If you surround yourself with negativity, criticism, and complacency, it will be harder to maintain mental discipline. Choose to be around people who challenge you, motivate you, and support your growth. Engage in conversations that inspire you and keep your mind focused on your goals. Lastly, take action. Mental discipline is not just about thinking differently, it's about putting those thoughts into action. Every day, take deliberate steps toward your goals. Whether it's working on a project, developing a new skill, or taking care of your health, consistent action is what transforms disciplined thinking into results. Strengthening your thinking through mental discipline will only be effective if you back it up with action. Number 9. Direct your thoughts toward growth and self-improvement. Directing your thoughts toward growth and self-improvement is one of the most powerful actions you can take. It's a mindset that sets the stage for every success, every breakthrough, and every advancement in life. You can't reach your full potential unless you intentionally decide to focus your thoughts on growth. It is easy to get distracted by negativity, external circumstances, and limiting beliefs. But to reach the next level in life, you must take control of your thoughts and intentionally guide them toward personal development. The first step in directing your thoughts toward growth is to establish clear goals. Without goals, your thoughts will wander and your potential will remain untapped. A goal acts as a roadmap for your mind. It gives your thoughts purpose and direction. The clearer your goal is, the easier it will be for your mind to focus on the actions that will bring you closer to that goal. When you have a clear vision, your thoughts will naturally move toward that vision, guiding you through every challenge and helping you stay focused when distractions arise. Take time every day to reflect on your goals. Write them down, look at them, feel them. This daily practice strengthens your commitment to growth and keeps you connected to your purpose. When you focus on the actions you need to take to reach your goals, your mind will start to think in ways that support those actions. You'll begin to see opportunities, solutions, and pathways that you might have overlooked before. Your thinking becomes aligned with your aspirations, making it much easier to stay on track. Next, you must challenge your current mindset. Many of us are trapped by old limiting beliefs that have been formed over the years. These beliefs are not our truth, but they shape how we view ourselves and our ability to grow. If you think that growth is impossible, or that you're not capable of change, it's hard to direct your thoughts toward improvement. To change your mindset, you have to identify the beliefs that are holding you back and replace them with more empowering thoughts. Start by asking yourself, what are the thoughts that are stopping me from moving forward? Are there fears, doubts, or insecurities that continue to pop up? Once you've identified these limiting beliefs, it's time to confront them. Write down the beliefs that no longer serve you and then replace them with new positive beliefs. For example, if you believe you're not good enough, replace that thought with I am capable of achieving great things. Every time a negative belief tries to enter your mind, challenge it with your new, empowering thought. With consistency, this shift will become natural. One of the most important elements of directing your thoughts toward growth is cultivating a growth mindset. People with a growth mindset believe that their abilities can be developed through hard work, dedication, and learning. They understand that challenges are opportunities to grow and that mistakes are not failures but valuable lessons. When you have a growth mindset, you actively seek out challenges, knowing that they will make you stronger and more capable. To foster a growth mindset, you need to focus on learning rather than perfection. Too often, people avoid challenges because they fear failure. But the truth is, failure is an essential part of growth. It's through failure that we learn, improve, and get closer to our goals. By embracing mistakes as learning opportunities, you shift your focus from avoiding failure to seeking growth. You stop being afraid of what might go wrong and start looking for ways to make things better. Another essential practice in directing your thoughts toward growth is embracing daily self-reflection. Take time each day to evaluate your actions, your progress, and your mindset. Ask yourself, did I take steps toward growth today? What can I do better tomorrow? This daily check-in allows you to stay accountable to your goals and helps you stay focused on continuous improvement. Self-reflection helps you identify patterns of thinking that may be holding you back, giving you the opportunity to adjust and keep moving forward. Self-reflection also strengthens your self-awareness. The more you understand yourself, the easier it will be to recognize when your thoughts are drifting toward negativity or stagnation. When you become aware of those moments, you can immediately course correct and redirect your thinking toward positive and growth-oriented thoughts. Another powerful tool for growth is surrounding yourself with positive, growth-minded individuals. Your environment plays a huge role in shaping your thinking. If you spend time with people who constantly complain, who resist change, or who don't believe in growth, your thoughts will start to reflect that. But if you surround yourself with people who encourage growth, who challenge you to be better, and who celebrate your successes, your mindset will naturally shift toward growth as well. Seek out mentors, coaches, or friends who inspire you and who believe in your potential. Spend time with those who push you to expand your thinking and see new possibilities. These relationships provide the encouragement and accountability you need to stay focused on your growth. In addition, interacting with like-minded people will expose you to new ideas and perspectives, further expanding your mind and your vision for what's possible. Directing your thoughts toward growth also requires action. It's not enough to just think about improvement. You have to take consistent action toward your goals. Every thought you have should be linked to an action that brings you closer to growth. If you think about getting healthier, for example, take action by working out, eating better, and making decisions that align with your health goals. Action reinforces the direction of your thoughts and brings them into reality. Make a commitment to take small, consistent actions every day that support your growth. These actions add up over time and lead to significant progress. It's easy to get overwhelmed by the big picture, but when you focus on taking one step at a time, you make growth feel attainable. Every day is an opportunity to move closer to the person you want to become. Make sure your thoughts are aligned with that direction, and your actions will follow. In addition to action, another key to directing your thoughts toward growth is resilience. Growth doesn't happen without challenges, and challenges often come with setbacks and difficulties. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to stay focused on the bigger picture, and to keep pushing forward even when things aren't going as planned. When setbacks occur, it's crucial to keep your thoughts focused on the opportunity for growth. Remind yourself that every challenge is an opportunity to learn, improve, and get stronger. Number 10. Force yourself to think with clarity and purpose. To force yourself to think with clarity and purpose is to take control of your mind in a way that will shape your actions and your life. Most people drift through their days without a clear sense of direction, letting their thoughts be shaped by circumstances and external influences. But when you consciously force yourself to think with clarity, you create a powerful focus that will guide your decisions, fuel your ambition, and help you achieve the success you desire. Clarity of thought begins with a commitment to simplify. Life is complex, and it's easy to get overwhelmed by all the information, distractions, and challenges that come your way. But clarity doesn't come from trying to process everything at once. Instead, it comes from narrowing your focus and deciding what truly matters. You must force yourself to stop overcomplicating things and begin breaking them down into manageable, actionable steps. Start by defining your purpose clearly. Ask yourself, what do I truly want to achieve? Why does it matter to me? These questions force you to dig deep and align your thoughts with your core values and aspirations. It's easy to get caught up in superficial goals or other people's expectations, but clarity comes from having a deep understanding of your own vision and the steps needed to get there. Once you've defined your purpose, write it down. Put it in front of you where you can see it daily. It's not enough to simply have a vague sense of direction. You need a tangible reminder of what you're working towards. When your purpose is clear, you can make decisions more easily, eliminate distractions, and stay focused on what's truly important. To maintain clarity, you must also learn to manage your thoughts. Our minds are constantly bombarded with ideas, worries, and distractions that can cloud our focus. In order to think with purpose, you must become disciplined in how you approach your thoughts. When a thought enters your mind, ask yourself if it aligns with your purpose. If it doesn't, let it go. This is not about ignoring challenges or pretending problems don't exist. It's about maintaining a mindset that keeps you focused on the most important tasks. Forcing yourself to think with clarity also requires that you eliminate unnecessary noise from your environment. Whether it's social media, negative influences, or even clutter around your workspace, distractions take away from your ability to focus. Create an environment that supports your clarity. That means getting rid of things that confuse or overwhelm you. This is a conscious effort, one that requires you to be intentional about the people, the information, and the surroundings you allow into your life. Discipline is key when it comes to thinking with purpose. Without discipline, your thoughts will scatter and your actions will become inconsistent. The discipline of thinking with purpose means consciously choosing to align your thoughts with your goals. When a thought does not serve your objectives, redirect it. It's a daily practice that will become more natural over time. Start with small, purposeful actions and thoughts. As you build this muscle, your clarity will strengthen, and you'll begin to notice more consistent progress toward your goals. You must also become comfortable with the process of decision-making. When your thoughts are clear and purposeful, decisions become easier. Every time you are faced with a choice, ask yourself which option aligns best with your overall vision. This isn't about seeking perfection in every decision. It's about knowing that every decision you make is a step towards your purpose. When you approach decision-making with clarity, You avoid the indecision and second guessing that can waste time and energy. Thinking with clarity and purpose also means controlling your emotions. Emotions can often cloud our judgment and lead us to make decisions based on impulse rather than logic or long-term goals. When you find yourself getting emotional, take a step back and breathe. Evaluate the situation with a calm mind. You'll find that when you think with purpose, your emotions become a tool, not a distraction. Instead of reacting impulsively, you'll be able to think through situations with greater logic and foresight. Alongside this, you must embrace the idea of intentionality. Every action you take must be purposeful. Without this intention, it's easy to get caught up in the chaos of life. If you're waking up each day without a clear sense of purpose, you will waste precious time on trivial tasks. But if you begin your day by reviewing your goals and reminding yourself of your purpose, your actions will be more focused and impactful. Your thoughts will no longer wander aimlessly, and your daily activities will align with your long-term vision. Building a habit of thinking with clarity and purpose requires practice. It won't happen overnight, but each day you choose to bring your thoughts into alignment with your goals, you'll grow stronger. Start by practicing mindfulness. Take moments throughout your day to focus solely on the task at hand. Put away distractions, clear your mind, and concentrate completely on what you are doing. Whether it's a work project or a personal task, make each moment count. Over time, this practice will help you develop greater clarity in every area of your life. Clarity also comes from eliminating self-doubt. Doubt is one of the biggest enemies of focused thinking. When you doubt yourself, you lose the confidence needed to stay on track. To combat this, start focusing on your strengths and past successes. Remind yourself of the obstacles you've overcome and the progress you've made. Trust in your abilities. When you begin to believe in yourself and your vision, clarity becomes more attainable. At times you may encounter people who try to pull you away from your purpose, whether they're skeptics, critics, or those who don't understand your goals. It's important to remember that their opinions are not your truth. Stay focused on your own path, and don't let others distract you from your vision. People may question your decisions, but when you think with clarity and purpose, you'll know that you are moving in the right direction. Keep your eyes fixed on your goals and remember that your journey is unique to you. In order to maintain clarity, it's also essential to take care of your mental and physical health. When your body is drained and your mind is fatigued, your ability to think with purpose is compromised. Make time for rest, exercise, and nutrition. A healthy body supports a clear mind. When you take care of yourself physically, it becomes easier to focus mentally and emotionally.